So Terry here gave his testimony at the Growing Deep conference, and just as soon as he got done, Becky said, we should have got that on video. So we're going to get it on video now because it's a powerful testimony, and I'd like to reach more men just to help my wife make it to presidential, or you know, as close as we can get. But presidential is the goal, and so this is Terry. He's from Sacramento. He's a scientist. He geeks out on the science. But Terry, just share with us a little bit about your first visit and just kind of give us a recap of what you told the group. That was fantastic. I'd like to hear that again.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate that. So I had actually built a business, even though I'd spent 3 years trying to disprove the science. And before I finally decided to join, because it did work on every mammal, and I needed my dog to live. I wanted my dog to live. He was my best friend.
He's a scientist, by the way.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that?
And I had built a business, and it actually exploded to what back we called it Pro 5, and it was about 28,000. And then a lot of stuff happened, and it dropped way back to Pro 2. And my upline was sick, and we kept seeing this over and over, this change of the month. And luckily Marcel, back when we were doing LVAs, he had come to the Sacramento area, actually over in Fairfield, closer to the bay. Mm-hmm. And I was able to build part of that leadership, even though I wasn't running the volume. I was a Pro 5. And I got talking with Marcel. Next thing I know, I got an invite out of nowhere to, hey, why don't you come check out Building Depth? And I am my upline here. My upline, I love them to death, but they don't participate in Building Depth. And because of this, I was able to grow my volume, which would be the equivalence in this business now as an SC2 to a MC3. But that's just been a process in bringing the team, and I just encourage people to be on the VIP because it teaches you to stick accountable to the principles and behaviors. Somebody has to hold you accountable. Mm-hmm. I do not have the upline to call me and hold me accountable, so I lean on these leaders here and my commitment. I signed on the line. Marcel actually signed my commitment that I would do this, and so I do. I show 15 plus plans every month. Well, not every month. Sometimes I suck at it. Yeah. I mean, let's just be real. Sometimes I don't. Life happens. Mm-hmm. But this time I did. Okay, and so just encourage it. It's if you are missing someone that's going to give you a system that works, right, and you really, really want this business. So this is one thing I think, Bob, you wanted me to say. So my first time, because my volume had crashed and burned, and I was still raising a couple teenage daughters in my home as a single dad at the time, I was broke. I did not have the cash flow to afford this trip, and I drove from Sacramento across the desert to here. I borrowed money that should have gone to a different bill. I used it for my gas. I came here, and then I parked actually in the parking lot of a Cracker Barrel. I slept in the back of my pickup I got an air mattress and a sleeping bag, and I slept in the parking lot. I didn't have much money for food, so if you've ever gone to a Chevron at 11, 12 o'clock at night, and they're closing down their heat lamps, and there's some really crusty food that's been there all day, and they sell it to you for almost nothing, that's what I ate. And then I did it again, and then the next night I needed to get back, so I actually drove out across the desert, too tired, pulled over in the middle of the desert and slept in the desert that night, and then drove home. So what I ask people is, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want your dreams? Are you willing to sacrifice, not make excuses, and just go do it? And so I went and I did that, brought it back to my team, and I said, this is what I'm doing. If you would like to do this with me, I'm here. If you want to do something else, that's great. I'll support you, but I don't know how to do it. This I can do. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of.
And so how does that compare when you showed up here and slept in your truck and ate the 7-Eleven food? How does that compare to where you are now financially? A little bit better off?
Well, MC3 income is way better than a SC2 income,
but
right?
A lot of people might not know what that means. Can you quantify that a little bit?
Okay, so an SC2 was a couple $100, and MC3 is give or take $4,000, depending on where you are on the compensation plan, right? Right. So it's a huge jump.
Yeah, it's not a bad salary.
But I'm going to tell you what's more important than my income. Mm-hmm. is my team. For instance, you saw Lester
Yeah,
on there.
yeah.
Lester is also an MC3 and one of my, and he is amazing. And to see your team succeed,
Yeah.
that's
And he was recognized this time up
That's
front.
right,
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
fantastic. What a,
So
that's
anyway.
rewarding.
yeah. So anyway, yeah. So it's rewarding,
Yeah.
personally, but it's also rewarding for your team.
Yeah, yeah. That's like what they say. Better than success is significance. You know,
Yeah,
you
I mean,
find
think about it. You're
places
you're probably a
significance.
parent. Okay, I am thrilled when one of my children succeed.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
There's been many a time I did not make it to the building, to the VIP stage, but I had my team on stage,
Yeah.
and I am a proud parent.
Yeah. Hallelujah. That's great. Well, thanks so much for sharing. That was fantastic.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And I'm sure we'll see you again because I know we're coming back next time, bringing a team.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll even rattle the bushes and find somebody who wants to come too. So that'll be fun. Yeah.
There you go. Well, thank
All
you,
right.
Bob. I
You
appreciate
bet.
it.
Take care.
Pleasure,
Safe travels
pleasure,
back.
Pleasure
Yeah.
actually meeting you, and
Yeah,
I've
you
seen
too.
Becky. So
Of course,
thank you.
Becky's famous. Fantastic. You flying back? You driving back?
No, we drive.
Okay. How long
So,
we driving?